friends! I'm back at my friend Leon's place, and this weekend we're going to finish preparing my Volvo 850R project for paint.
So yeah, about 3 months ago I bought the cheapest Volvo 850R on Marketplace. And the paint, well, it used to be red, but it got more to like a faded pink. At first I thought I could just polish it back to red, but after spending a few weekends welding and fixing rust, I figured this car deserves a proper paint job. So far, me and my friends have been sanding, bondoing and priming the doors, hood, fenders and the quarter panels. And this weekend we're doing the roof, the sills and the trunk lid. Basically, if it all goes well, the whole car will be finally ready for paint. Unless, you know, something else goes wrong, which it usually does.
Now this is what we left off with last time, and as you can see we got pretty far with putting this entire car in primer, and all we have left to do this weekend is the roof, the door sills and the trunk lid. Now I want to get started by sanding the roof, so we gotta remove this plastic again. And by the way, the weather's nice, so we removed the tent and now we can enjoy the sunshine for a bit. Now, of course, before I can go and sand the roof, I gotta remove the sunroof, because otherwise I'll damage this little rubber. So I'm going to tilt it so I can go and remove it then. You know, I'm actually so excited to finally see this car in just a single color again. Because this has taken us 4 weekends already. Well, this is the 4th weekend, but this weekend we're finally going to put primer on the rest of the panels, and then we can finally go and respray it. Now we can reach the screws. Alright, now let's go and undo these screws again, because this is the 2nd time I'm removing the sunroof. But I did get quite a few questions from you guys whether I'm going to repaint this car in the backyard of Leon's house too, but no, I'm not. This car will be painted in a professional paint booth, so the top coat of paint will be a bit better than the primer. Man, it's hot in this car. Gewoon zo wiggelen en dan komt het eruit.
Oh, ik zat dan helemaal vreemd gefloten. Verdek hem vast? Oh ja, ja, geef maar dan. Dankjewel.
Dank je, Leon.
Ja, dat is...
You're slow.
Wil jij dat er goed wordt afgemaakt? Do you want this to be masked off properly? I mean?
Yes.
Well, shut up then. I'm not slow. I mean, okay.
And now that we're done masking, we can get to our favorite part, and that's sanding. Right? Yay! We hate sanding. There's one little dent right here that Leon's going to sand, and in the meantime I'm going to sand this, how do you call it? Corner thingy, yes.
Edge, left.
Mag ik die?
Deze?
Leon! Thank you.
Fast as fuck, boy.
It is now day 2 of this weekend. Well, day 1.5, because we only had a couple of hours yesterday, and we did cover up the 850. And today we want to try and get the roof painted, but it's going to rain in a few hours, so we are going to try and get as far as we can because we don't want to paint inside. So hopefully we can finish that today, or else we'll have to do it tomorrow. Now I kind of forgot to mask this little trim piece thing from the rear window, but let's do that first. You know, you really wouldn't say that it will be raining in a few hours if you see how sunny it is right now, but that's just how it is in the Netherlands. It randomly starts raining really badly, just like last week when I had to transport my Civic. I don't know if you can see it that well, but this is a pretty annoying part to mask since you have this little edge in here. This masking always takes up so much time, and the worst part is that I gotta remove all of this after today, well after tomorrow, because I gotta transport this car to the paint booth and then I gotta redo everything to get it painted, so that's amazing. So it started raining, so we pulled the 850 inside and we still haven't painted the roof, unfortunately.
Oh god. Oké, heb je hem?
Ja, jij?
Waar ga je naartoe?
Weet ik veel, naar huis. Why?
Heb je?
Ja.
Jij?
Nee.
Oké.
Hey, I can get 3 of my cars in the same shot now. That's cool. I want to work on my BMW, but Leon wants this car to be gone first.
Get this thing out of here.
Alright, so most of this day was all about the door sills. Since we welded in new ones earlier, we had to make them look nice. And welded metal doesn't exactly scream smooth surface, so yeah, out came the sanding sheet and we started with the sanding. Now, looking at these short clips, you'd think it was a quick little 2-minute job. But in reality, we started at 9 AM and we didn't stop until 9 PM just for these sills. It looked like a small job at first, since it's such a small surface compared to the door or a hood, but it turned out to be one of the most time-consuming parts so far. And of course, sanding alone wasn't enough. Leon started putting bondo on top and then I sanded it smooth. Then more bondo, more sanding, and then you guessed it, more bondo. By the third round, we were like, yep, this is our life now. Because we're not professionals, every time we thought it looked good, we'd spot another little bump or pinhole. So that meant more sanding and more bondo. My arms definitely hate me now. Meanwhile, we also messed up the door openings inside the car so we wouldn't end up filling the interior with dust and primer overspray. Sounds easy, right? Nope. Took me pretty long to figure out the best way to tape everything up, and half the time the tape would just peel off again and again. By the end of the day, these sills finally look decent. Not body shop perfect, but for the two of us just figuring this out as we go, I'll take it. Now, my original plan was to finish prepping this car in just 3 weekends. But with setbacks like me being sick during the first weekend and last weekend's nightmare of a stuck rear bumper, that was never going to happen. So yeah, it's turning into 4 weekends instead. The good news is, this time the end really is in sight. Tomorrow we can finally spray primer on the remaining chassis parts that we sanded today and yesterday. And after that, the whole car will finally be fully prepped for paint. It's been a long road, but we're almost there.
It is now Sunday, and maybe you couldn't tell because I cut everything we did yesterday into short clips, what we spent our entire day just fixing the door sills, but they are very smooth now. So it is time to go and paint this car. So in a sec we're going to push it outside and then we're going to spray some primer on there, and then we can finally see the result of our previous 2 days of sanding and bondoing. That was actually easier than expected, but it's outside again, under a non-existing tent.
Tent.
While Leon was outside sanding down the last bits of bondo on the roof, I started disassembling the trunk lid. I started with the part that got me most nervous, removing the Volvo and the 850R badge. I was really scared of breaking them, but they had to be removed if I wanted to respray the lid. Luckily, with the help of a heat gun, they came off without damaging the emblems nor the lid itself. I then went on to remove the fake taillights, or however you call them, and the spoiler. I thought that would be easier than the emblems, but man was I wrong. Both parts were glued down and needed to be heated up for quite some time to eventually come off.
It started raining again, of course, so we pulled the 850 inside again, but later today it should be dry, so hopefully we can go and paint then, but for now I'm just going to prep the spoiler and the trunk lid. Now, the worst part about this is that I thought that sanding the spoiler would take me about 10 minutes, but then Volvo decided to glue everything in place, so this cost me so much more time. But we do have the rest of the day, so it will be fine, and we can paint anyway since it's still raining outside.
So on today's video, Mr. Personality, sick, let's go.
And that's it for the paint. Now the car's fully sprayed in primer. And it's one color, so that's amazing. But now let's hurry up and put it back inside before it starts raining again.
Now onto my favorite part, removing the plastic so we can finally see the result and see the car in a single color again. Of course, we still had to paint the trunk lid and the spoiler, but the biggest part is now complete.
And with all of that done, I am done prepping my Volvo 850R for paint. Now I still gotta do the front and the rear bumper and the side skirts, but I'm going to do that later. And this is all I gotta take to the paint booth soon. I do gotta wait for a few weeks until there's place at the paint booth. So in the meantime, I'll be working on my other project. And before I go and put the final layer of paint on there, I still gotta sand it a bit, but I'm going to do that one day before actual painting it. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of this project. I'll be back here in a few weeks. And for now, have a nice day and see you next time. Bye! Okay,
Joy, jij bent Joy.
Leon, ik wilde mijn liedje laten horen.
Jouw liedje. Sing your song.
Okay, I have this special song I wrote for Leon and he absolutely hates it. And it goes like this. Leon, jij bent Leon. Leon, Leon. Do you like working with me?
Yes, I do. Cut the camera, then I can get a real reply.